two recordings, so we'll link you all into the second recordings for that. Yeah, so while that's loading, let's talk about VPNs, shall we? Thanks, Kathy. Bye-bye. Have an amazing day. See you next time. I use Kaspersky's VPN and anti-malware. And the reason why is because I know that they're probably behind most of the malware out there in the world. So my theory is if they creating the malware, then they know how to protect my system. That's my theory. What do you all think about that? You think it's a horrible theory or a good theory? They are absolutely 100% spying on us. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, good luck to them. I don't care. They can spy on my computer. Do you know the worst thing I do? Literally, this is the worst thing I do. I go to Facebook and I complain about the refereeing at the soccer game. That the referees it's rigged. That someone's bribed them. Seriously, Steve. I mean, God, referees hate. I like the A-League, so I go for Melbourne Victory. They hate us, the refs. So I go into Facebook and I rant about that. So what I'm trying to say is that that's the worst thing I do. I don't know if anyone sees. Anyway, let's not talk about soccer. I'll get angry. So hopefully, let's see if this is going to work now. Hopefully that'll get going for us. More choices, student, and password. I don't know. I'm not even going to press remember me because it doesn't even remember. So hopefully it's going to work. If it doesn't work, I might have a backup plan. No, it's working now. By the way, what I'll do is I'm just going to quickly show you my backup plan just in case. I've actually set up Hyper-V on my local machine. I've actually got this running and set up. So just in case, if these labs don't work, I don't want everyone to be twiddling their thumb and saying, Harry, you're a terrible instructor. Why are you getting paid when you don't know what you're doing? So I've got a backup here, and I'm just working on this. I'm making this a bit better, but this is Hyper-V in the Windows 11 machine. I'm going to just really quickly show you how to set this up on your Windows 10 and 11 machine, but you have to have Pro Edition, Windows 11 or Windows Professional Edition. Now, if I go to, what am I doing? So if I go to features, you just type features, turn on features on and off, and this pops up. And you'll notice that Hyper-V comes up here. So you select that, and then that gives you Hyper-V, and you select the management tools and the platform. And I believe there's something else you need to run to get this going as well. I think virtual machine platform, hypervisor. So you need to add that stuff as well. And there you go. You have, if you've got Windows 10, 11, you have a hypervisor that blows VirtualBox and blows VMware out of the water. Because what Hyper-V does, what Virtual Manager and VMware does is that you have your Windows 10, 11 operating system. So it's a type 2 hypervisor. Then you have then you have VMware. Then you have, or VirtualBox, then you have the virtual machines running on it. Hyper-V is actually kind of like a type 1 hypervisor. Hyper-V gives direct access to the kernel or straight to the hardware. Hyper-V is awesome, in my humble opinion. So if you've got Pro Edition of 10 or 11, man, use this. Trust me, and get rid of VirtualBox. VirtualBox is not a very nice VM, virtual manager. Some PCs may need to. Yeah, correct. That's good point, Cameron. Good point. You need to go into your BIOS and enable. I think it's what is the Microsoft? It's Hyper something, Hyper T, or is that AMD chips? Anyway, AMD. AMD and I think it's AMD. Anyway, I will find out more, but it depends on the CPU. It's either AMD or if it's Intel. And don't ask me on an ARM-based system because Microsoft has brought up a new range of PCs that are ARM-based to compete with Mac's M series, which is really good, but I have no idea. I haven't got one. I have never worked on it, so I don't know how that works. Now, Stephen, that's what I asked about this week. I have Windows Pro. Oh, okay. Can we get VM exported from the labs? No, you can't. Absolutely sorry, Stephen, you can't, but you can rebuild it yourself. You can go and rebuild it. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Emily, Emily, how do we get VMs on a hypervisor? Now, that is an amazing question. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Now, this is, we're going to, you're really, Windows XP? Seriously, Isaac? Seriously? Well, you know what? I'm going to, the Russians are after, they're going to chase you, man. The Russians are after you. All right, so now this is what you do. Log into your Swinburne account, your Swinburne Microsoft 365 accounts, and go to Portal. I think you should all have access to this. If you don't, no problems. I'm going to hook you up, okay? You go to portal.azure.com, and you log on to Swinburne account there. Go to education. I'm hoping this is going to work for you all. If not, don't worry, I got you. Education. And then you go over to software. Yep. And by the way, I'm going to answer all your questions and I'll read up. I'll make sure I don't miss anyone. I'm hoping. Yeah, look, I've got Windows 22 standard. Oh, sorry, there we go. Windows 22 data center and standard, but I don't have a Windows 10 machine here, which is a pain in the, you know what? So what I'm going to do is I've got a, you don't have it there on your system? All right, no problems. Okay, I got you, hey. Yeah, don't worry. I got you guys, I got you. This is my Google Drive here. I came prepared. I've got Windows, this is a Windows 10 Education Edition. I've got a zip drive. You can have anything you like in this drive as well. I'll share it to all of you. I will add Windows Server Education as well to this. Yeah, okay, no worries. It is perfectly legal. It's a student edition. As long as you're using it for educational purposes, not using it for business, you can run it, no problems. There is a code to it as well. You can use that code. Any issues, come back and I'll yeah. Cameron, if you want the Kali Linux, go for it. Metasploitable. If you're going to download Metasploitable, be careful on this one. I'll show you in Discord. Only special people who are in the Discord group, only the special people can have a look at that. Now I'm going to scroll up to see if I've missed anyone. Okay, so yeah, so Stephen, I think I addressed yours. How do we create from the topology map? That'll take me a long time to answer that question, Stephen. Can I ask you for a favor? Can I get you to hold on to that? And I'll see what I can do to set up, but you have to remind me because I've got, that's a lot of stuff there. Please remind me, Stephen. I don't want to let that one go. Can be different. Can we then, so Emily says, and then I can take it, we can play through it, not worry about the timers. Yeah, correct. Yes, exactly, Emily. And that's what I'm saying, Emily. That's why I'm suggesting to go and set up your own lab. So your own hypervisor. So this is my own hypervisor setup. And then I can spend 1,000,000 hours on it. I don't have to stick with 40 hours. And I can tell you, Emily, if you do this, you will really, 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 really learn your stuff. Like, you will learn it. The labs that we have in the cloud-based here, Azure, they're great, but it's like it's given to you. But if you do it yourself, that's where the learning is done. Make the mistakes, destroy it, break it. all you have to do is right click and do a checkpoint and revert back to an earlier time, or delete it and rebuild it. So that's good learning there. So there we go. Emily. Who's next? I don't have Pro. Zach, you don't have Pro. No problems. I got you too. You don't have a Pro edition? That sounds weird, doesn't it? It sounds creepy. It sounds like the when you go to Dubai, most of Dubai is it's clean and crystal, but they've got this area. It's called Dira in Dubai, where the gold place is, and you can buy fake Rolexes there in the middle, and they don't, the authorities they don't mind. So it's a bit shady, but But I do have you. I'm a Windows dealer. That's it. But I'm going to show you a legal way to do it. You can get a Windows 10 or Windows 11 Pro Edition for like $17 legally, legitimately. Okay. And you go to, I'm trying to remember the site now. Give me a second while my brain makes those neural connections to each other. Come on, Harry, come on. I might have to go to my email account and oh boy, what is it? Bear with me, guys. And Dar, we can go over time today. I don't mind. This is fun for me. It's called Bleeping Computers. So this is a very good website. It's a legitimate website that has news, computer news. The way that they fund their now, by the way, this is called a type squat. This is a typo squatting. Okay, they're tricking us. Okay, this is a good example of typo squatting for those cybersecurity people interested in that. This is a bad site, so they're tricking us. It's just Bleeping Computer. There we go. That's a good one. I'm happy that came up. See, you're learning stuff. You learn stuff all the time. But Bleeping Computer, this is a very good site for just like information. I like it. Now, to get Windows Server, you can go to Deals. Sorry, Windows Pro. You can go here and then you get some other deals here. Well, what we're looking for is Windows Pro, and this is $20 American, I think, $20 US. You get the Pro Edition, and then you get all those features of Microsoft Professional Edition. Highly recommended, everyone. You should do this. You can get it cheaper than that. Legitimately, you can get it for about $6 or $7 from another place, but I don't want to show you that website. And the reason why is because they recycle these they recycle the keys. So what happens is there's what do you call it? They maybe you guys can help me with the word here. You know, when you like Dell or HP, they get millions of these keys, and you have to buy the hardware. So the license is for that hardware. What's it called? OE something. OEM. Thank you, Cam. Cameron, you got it. OEM. So those from the other place, the OEM editions. So I don't know that it's legitimate and legal, but I don't know about it. I have done it. I have bought it. It works. But this is a legitimate one, and this is a good one. So to answer your question, if you want to upgrade, it's $20 US. It's not a bad deal. All right. So now, how about on Mac? The Mac is a big problem. You cannot run this on a Mac. I'm sorry. I have tried. I've spent hours and hours. There is a way to run server on a Mac, but it's an emulated mode, and it is really, really difficult. I'm sorry to say that. You will have to use Azure for this. So you're going to have to use these labs. I'm really sorry about that. If you've got an Intel-based Mac, you can run the Windows Server, but on the M series, you can't do it. I'm sorry. Susmitha, I'm sorry to be a pain if you've already answered this. Yeah. What do I do if my password isn't working? Which password, Susmitha? Which password are you referring to? Is it for this cloud? For here? Hang on a sec. I've lost my screen again. Not that one. Not that one. I'm going to close that. It always happens to me. My screen disappears. Screens everywhere, like 20 screens. Hang on, bear with me, everyone. Well, I'll find you guys eventually. Now this is embarrassing. Oh, there it is. Finally found you. I'm losing it. Guys, it finally happened. I've lost it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so now so okay. So Susmitha, yes, so tell me about it, Susmitha. Which email do you mean? Susmitha, do you want me to help you a little later on? I'll help you get that password. Okay, if that's okay. I'll help you with that one. All right, cool. Oh, stick around. I'll help you with that. My pleasure. Now, who else have I missed? Anchor. Here, I'm going to give you a link. Here, this is my personal drive on Google. I'm going to get you this one because there's an education edition, and I thought it was on Swim, but it's not there. So I'll get you. Just go to that link. I will have it there. It's not there yet, but I will have it there, and I'll have the key there for you. It's a education edition, legal, no problems. Yeah. All right. Cool. Excellent. Yep. Cool. My pleasure. You're welcome. Yeah, man. Hey, I want everyone to have fun. I want everyone to practice. I want you to set up your own labs. I want you to just practice and just get things as done, as much as possible. Okay, now, so let's get some labs going. Let's do this. We'll have a look at this lab. The labs are pretty much self-explanatory, so there's not much. It's not nothing mysterious or dangerous or difficult here. But let's Okay, yeah. You'll need so Riley, to get everything, you're going to need you'll need some really good resources. The very bare minimum would be a 16 gig a laptop with 16 gigs. The CPU, the modern CPUs can handle pretty much all of it, but you need RAM. You need 4 gigs for the servers each. You can get away with 2 gigs each, but it'll drive you crazy. So you'll need something with 16. If you can get something with 32 gigs of RAM, and yeah, well, Isaac, you got 1 gig RAM and you got Windows 10. Yeah, that's I don't know what to say to that. I mean, how do you respond to that? Linux won't even run on that. So used to, not anymore. All right, so I'm going to start the labs now. So at least 16 gig, 32 gigs. JB Hi-Fi, I think someone mentioned JB Hi-Fi before. JB Hi-Fi has a laptop, I think was 32 gigs. It's around about 1,200 or something like that. So check out JB Hi-Fi with 32 gigs. I think it's a Lenovo Yoga or something like that. So check it out. All right, so yeah. 4 gigs. Yeah, that's like the Fred, the Flintstones. Anyone watch the Flintstones where Fred and what's her name? They're running on their legs with the car. That's what that's like. All right, so let's we're going to Hyper-V Manager, and we're going to. Oh, I think I might have showed you this a bit before, but you've got over here the switch manager. So this is like a switch. So imagine a physical switch. Your virtual machines are going to be connecting to these switches. So we've got Croydon, Sarawak, which I think is in Malaysia, I think. One Turner, Hawthorne, and there's another one, internal. So these are 3 switches. Okay. And yeah, so this is, my advice, if you're running something a bit, you're testing something, or if you're running Metasploitable, and Cal, if you want to hack, you want a machine just to play around to hack into, make sure that it's on internal. You can create, private, because you don't want that to reach your network. So, okay, what type of virtual switches are in the Sarawak? So Sarawak is a virtual private, they're all private networks, okay? That's easy questions. Can the guests, let's have a look at this is where I'm looking at. These are the labs here. Can these communicate with the host machines? If it is a private, let's go get that private again. If we go to virtual switch. Now, this is a trick question. If it's private, well, that's not a trick question, actually. I'm going to throw this out to everyone. If it's a private, can it switch out to the internet? Jake's nailed it. No, you cannot. I think I just mentioned that now. You cannot, and that's a good thing. We don't want these virtual machines going out to the internet because we're just practicing for host communication. Correct. That's perfect, Jake. Good. Yeah, thank you, Santosh. Perfect. We're practicing. We don't want this to reach the internet because if it does, hackers are just going to have a great time with this. They're going to say, "Oh, Windows Server, okay." They'll think that you're a production or a business, and they'll go crazy. They'll think, "Wow." They'll be having fun with your machines. There you go. Exactly, Samuel. What's next on our list? If you're practicing this lab, I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what that lab is. But I think I think if you're doing on-prem campus, I think if you're in Sarawak or in Malaysia or something, I think that's the lab that you can actually physically play around with this. But remember that this course is a on-premise course that's slightly redesigned for online. So you're getting the real thing in this class. This unit is the real thing. In fact, if you're asking me, it's better than the real thing, which I think is an INXS song, isn't it? INXS. I don't know. I forgot. U2. That's it. I always get the two mixed up, Craig. It's U2. Yep. Even better than the real thing. Yep. So this lab here, refer to figure whatever that is, and list the VMs that are connected to the following. Okay, so we'll list who's connected to Hawthorn. Now, all we have to do with this one, that's mine. All we have to do is minimize that, and we can right-click, go to settings, and I can see that this one will be in the Hawthorn adapter. So you guys can do that. That's easy. You can fix that question up. You can do that one for Sarawak and Wantirna. Oh, this looks familiar. I'm sure we did something like this last week. Okay, now let's observe the communication among the VMs that are connected. So we're going to log into a virtual machine that's in the Hawthorn switch, and we're going to start seeing if there's, we're going to prove if they are connected to the right switch, and the easy way is just going to send a ping out to all of them. So let's connect to the DC1, and we all know how to do this. We all know how to do this, right? Yeah. Why have I got that running for? That's interesting. I'm not sure why. I must have been playing with it before. All right, so I'm going to right-click Start and right-click and connect to DC1. Maybe I was having a look at this one. So if I right-click Settings, that's in Wantirna, isn't it? So we don't want that one. We want all of them that are in Hawthorn switch. Okay. So yes, absolutely, Craig. Absolutely. So I'll connect to that one. That's running in the background. I thought that there was, and my memory is not as sharp as it was before, but I thought there was a list of VMs. There's an easy way to do this. I don't know, my memory is a bit, anyway, but we can just do this settings. There's Hawthorn, yep. So maybe we'll fire that up. All right, Callum, I'll catch you around. Take care. So we'll start that one. Actually, which one are they actually telling us to start? they're saying for us to start. Yep. DC1, yeah. Oh, we need. Oh, yeah, that client. Yeah, so the client computer number one. I haven't looked at this yet, but instinctively, it was client one, and I started that instinctively, just out of habit. So that's running. Double click that to connect to it, and the password is just password PA55 W.RD. There we go. Thank you for that. I'm going to rely on Samuel on this one. I'm just going to follow Samuel because he's done the hard work for us. You have it open. That's cool. Start that and connect. So what we're trying to do, we just want to ping each other to prove that they're on the same network and that they work. These are easy labs. These are pretty standard. Password. There we go. Yep, there we go. So that's server one. I think that should just about be it, right? Was there any others? I think that's it. That's it. So okay, thank you for that, Samuel. I really appreciate it. Thanks, mate. So what we want to do is we're going to ping and see if it works. Now, I've got some advice for you. The advice is, my advice is if you're even in Melbourne's weather, always take an umbrella. That's one of my advice. My other advice that I'm going to give you is that when you're pinging from one Windows machine to another and it doesn't respond back, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a network issue. Now, I remember a few years ago, I spent all weekend trying to figure out what on earth was going on. A Windows 10 machine and 11 machine by default has a firewall that blocks the pings by default. And it drove me crazy. I didn't know what was happening. I thought, so simple. So just because you can't reach it with the ping, it doesn't mean there's a network issue. So just giving you some of my life experience there. And by the way, always and do carry an umbrella with you in Melbourne. Correct, yeah, Anchor, yeah, ICMP traffic. So go to the firewall, a Windows firewall, and temporarily allow inbound ICMP traffic. All right, so now what are we doing here? Let's we'll go to so in the DC1 we're going to ping the client computer. So let's go to client and we'll find out what the IP address in the first place is already. Okay, so command out of habit, and it's another advice I'm going to give you, right click and run as administrator. You don't need it for the ping command, but trust me, do it. Because there are some things you need to have as administrator. All right, so I'm in the client and I just want to find out what the IP address is. Actually, I should teach you the habit of getting to /all. Yeah. So that's the IP address. So who's got a good memory? Actually, you know what? I'm going to write this down. 172.16.32.101. Great. Perfect. Oh, there you go, right? I should have just left. I'm just going to leave it to you next time. All right, so that's the server. We want to jump on DC. So I'm on the DC computer and I want to ping Windows client machine. At this point, I don't know if the firewall's running. I actually hope that this doesn't work so I can show you how to enable it through the firewall. Actually, I'm actually hoping that. So ping 172.16.32.101. Okay, it's working. The firewall's been taken off. So we've got communication. They're on the same subnetwork, same network. We're good. I think it's joining to a domain, so maybe it's allowing that firewall to go through. I'm not sure. All right, so what are we doing next? Was the ping successful? Yes, it was. Let's jump on to the next one. If I'm going a bit fast, I'm trying to cover as much as I can. Examine the communication between VMs that are connected to a different switch. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. So, okay, so I've got server 2. I don't know why I fired that up before. I don't know. It's weird, but that's definitely. Oh, okay. Let's check. Oh no, actually, I didn't. So let's fire up server 2. We are going to start, and let's check if it is on a different. So we'll go to right-click, settings, and it's on the Sarawak. Where is Sarawak, by the way? I'm sure why is this so familiar to me? Malaysia, yeah, it is Malaysia, right? Yeah, that's why I've spent some time in Malaysia, and I never went to that side. I heard apparently it's a really nice place. Oh, thank you, Isaac. Thanks, I appreciate it. That's the Discord. Yep. 24 hours a day, because I don't have a life and I don't sleep. So you can, I'll be there 24 hours a day. So this is on the Sarawak switch. Perfect. Right click, connect, and let's have a look to see what IP address it is. Now, while this is running, I've got a bit of trivia for you all. If it's on a different subnet or a different network, what do I need to be able to ping there? What would I need? If it's on a different network, what would I need to get my traffic there? Any takers? Bingo. You need a router. That's fundamental networking. You absolutely need a router. Router's just like a post office. So if I like, we've got some fruit season, so I've got lots of generic plants. I've got there's a plant called generic. I don't know what the name of it in English is, but I've got another plant which is I've got some plums, apricots. So I go to the trees and I go to my neighbors and I give them to my neighbors, because yeah, that's how we are in our street. But if I wanted to go to send these fruit to Sydney or Brisbane, I need someone to route it to Sydney. I need to give it to a courier because it's not in my local area. I need to give it to someone to take it somewhere else. That's exactly what a router is. If it's in the local subnet, man, I'll just go there and give it to someone. Here you go. Here's the fruit. Here's some baked bread that my daughter's made. But if I want to send it to another city, I need a courier or the Australia Post, and then pray to God that Australia Post will drop it off, which they don't. I have to go to the other ones. Okay, so password. Hang on a sec, I've got the wrong one. PA55W.RD. So we're in the Sarawak. I want to find out what the IP address is for this one. Good answer, guys. Wow, you switched on today. Wow, looks like you switched on all the time. So right click. I just do this out of habit, run as administrator. I just can't help it. Let's do an IP config /all. Okay, awesome. Now you'll notice already I know that this is a different IP address. This is on a completely separate network. Now Riley's disappeared. He was going to record the IP address, so I'm just going to do this myself. So that's the IP address for Sarawak. Now let's try and ping that from the DC. So we'll ping 10.10, oops, 10.2, and computer says no. We can't get there. There is no router at the moment. There is no router. So what's happening is this machine is saying to the gateway. So there's a gateway configured here. It's saying, hey, gateway, I don't know. This is not on my local network. I don't know what to do with it. Here, I'll show you what the gateway is. Hang on a sec. ipconfig/all. So this is the gateway here, the default gateway. So this domain controller is sending this packet that's supposed to go to the 10, and I'm sending it out. Zachary, not necessarily, because this whole setup is a private network. It can be done. I think we do this later on. But so the DC that I'm on now, this is the IP address, is trying to send it to the 10 network, and it sends it to the gateway. The gateway receives this and looks at it and says, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know where to send this. There's no information. I'm sorry. And it sends it off to heaven, to the 0 and 1. You know, the 0 and 1 goes to heaven. That's where they just go. It's called the bit bucket. It doesn't know what to do. Now, I'm just going to have a quick look at this one. Usually, I'm pretty sure this guy, yeah, there's the router. So by the way, you can configure Windows Server as a router. I'm sure if I connected that, I'm pretty sure we'll connect that'll do that job for us. I don't know about this lab, but I know that it's a classic. I've seen labs like this a lot. I think that's what will happen. And by the way, you wouldn't really use Windows as a router. It can do it, and it does an okay job. You'd want something else. All right, that's good. That's pretty good. Actually, there we go. This is not scripted. This is just chaos. This is the Joker. You know the what do you call it? An agent of chaos. I'm an agent of chaos at the moment. I'm just throwing out all this. But I've done these type of labs like a million times, and they're always usually like this. So if you fire up that router, you'll be able to ping from one side to another. I won't do it. You just have to. You either have to just take my word for it, or go ahead and do it yourself. And let's see let's jump on to exercise 4. Yeah. Proof of the eating is in the pudding. That's it. You know what, team? You know what? You guys have got this. This is an easy lab. Man, you got this. Come on. I don't have to do this for you now. You're gonna nail this. This is an easy lab. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys do this. It's like really easy. All right. Any concerns or questions? Did someone ask me a question that I didn't answer? Or does anyone have any issues that I haven't addressed? Please let me know. Oh, there you go, Zach. Excellent. That's good. Mike, again, like I always, with this unit, okay? I love this unit. It's the first time I'm teaching it, but the reason I love this unit so much is because it's so relevant to what you will do in the real life. All right, Cameron, I'll have to reset that for you. Cameron, can you do me a favor? Can you email me to remind me so that I don't forget? How would you recommend the best way to yeah, like I showed you before, Anchor, maybe you probably missed it. I'm not sure if you came late, but there's an actual template for it. There's a template that you go into. Let's have a look at that template really quick. Wait, where is that template? Modules. It's in the assignment section. It will be in lab journal instructions. And so this is a template. Anchor will open in a different lab. And then when we scroll down, there's the template. And you follow these instructions. And remember, it's between 500 words and 1,000 words. And you just follow these ones. If you want, Anchor, write it and then send it to me, and then I'll have a look at it to tell you if you're on the right path or not. I think that's a good way of looking at that. Sorry, not Anchor. Sorry, Omar. I meant to say Omar. Sorry. Anchor, so how do we do exercise 1? Let's have a look at exercise 1. Exercise 1, where are you? Exercise 1 in lab 1. Exercise 1 for lab 2. Okay. Yep. Exercise 1. This one, yeah. So really, it's really easy, this one. Very, very easy, super easy. Sound like Donald Trump now at the moment. That's how he talks. So basically, we go into Virtual Switch Manager and we see the list of the virtual switches. that's really it. That's that lab. Nothing hard. These labs are not difficult. Let me just double check if there's anything else. Virtual Switch Manager. Yeah, if you want to go to Virtual Switch, if you want to make your own, yeah. You don't have to create your new switches. However, Anchor, I would go ahead and do it for practice. Okay, so who's next on question? Roughly how long should we spend on the VM? For the labs, you got 40 hours. There's 3 months. Maybe it's not enough 40 hours, is it? Maybe 30 minutes. You're welcome, Anchor. 30 minutes per lab should be plenty. Maybe 45. If you need me to extend it, I might be able to. Yes, Sue Smith, please email about the invite. I'll get you that ready, no problems. Yeah, so Emily, maybe the lab's 15 minutes and then later on you got an hour later. Good idea. Just conservation. Where if you might just wondering if you might have a guide anywhere on setting up your own bit. Hey, Samuel, I'm going to create you a guide. If there is no guide, I'm going to make one for you. Okay, I got you, buddy. An example of lab journals we can refer to. Oh, I tell you, Isaac, how about this? Write the first one and send it to me, and I'll steer you to the right direction. In the meantime, I'll see if I can get you a. They call it exemplar. I'll see if I can get an exemplar. I think that's how you spell it. Maybe I can get you an exemplar. But send me the first one. I'll have a look at it. Okay, well, I think that's about it, everyone. You've been a good crowd. Don't forget to leave the tips at the front table. I've got a hat, so if you can throw the coins at the front hat. That's about it. That's all done. Thanks, Emily. I appreciate it. What nice, Isaac. Good. That's good. That's good. I think that's it, team. All right, I'll see you also. I'll see you another time. I'm in Discord 24 hours a day because I don't have a life. I don't sleep. I'm on coffee and Red Bull all night and CC's and Dorito chips. Anytime you need anything, let me know. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Smita, Anka, Stephen, Cameron, Samuel. I'll see you all next week. I'm going to end the recording. Thank you, everyone.